Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tibera here. As always and as usual, guys, I'm so excited about what is happening in Enugu right now. Just in case you don't know, I'm a YouTuber recording or filming or reporting live from Enugu, Nigeria. I show you places, things, and people in Enugu. And what is currently happening now is something that gives me so much joy as a resident and citizen or indigene of Enugu State. So for the longest time, Enugu has been a politically dormant state. There is not a lot of campaigning, politicking, opposition party going. It's just been a smooth ride since 1999 till present, and that is about to change. So let me take you back a little. So since around 1999, PDP has been the ruling party in Enugu, and what happens is that the incumbent governor appoints his successor. So it's like, I'm leaving. I know it's my sister that will take over, so we all know. And oppositions, they can only try as much as they can. Nobody really cares because everybody knows that the next appointed person is going to be the successor. And that also gave rise to what we call Ojebego, meaning you're already there, you are going, we are sure of you, right? So from the past governors we had, from Chimaroke, Sullivan, the current governor, Ugwai, that has been the pattern. And they're all under PDP. So all you need to do is to get the mandate or win your primaries in PDP, and you might as well go to sleep. That day, either by hook or crook, I don't know, anyhow, you're just going to be sworn in as the next governor. That has been the system. So that's why I said it's been politically dormant or complacent. Not a lot of things going on. There's nobody challenging the status quo. So this has been what has been going on. And I wasn't pleased about it because, I mean, we should have more from these people. And what this meant was that the people contesting, the candidates, did not really care about the citizens, did not even care about the residents. They rarely talked to us. They talked to us when they wanted to talk to us, not when we want them to talk to us. So there was no accountability, there was no accessibility, there was no connection really as to what do you really have for us? Where is your manifesto? Are you really doing what you said you were going to do in the first 100 days? You know, there was nothing. It was just like it was a, let's say, top-bottom approach or up-up. I don't know how to say that, but they just did what they wanted to do, and nobody cared because nobody dared to challenge it. However, 25th of February 2023 made a remarkable change in the lives of Nigerians, and most especially the lives of people of Enugu State. I'm going to explain. Before then, Peter Obi decamped from PDP. If you've been following Nigerian politics and news, you know that Peter Obi left PDP when he exposed us to the delegates, the processes of their primaries and all of that. So he left, joined Labour Party, and he was really derided for that. I mean, people said he lacked structure. People said he's running the social media movement. People said that he just has 3 people tweeting from a room about his movement and all of that. So Peter Obi wasn't even taken seriously. But for whatever reason, he held on and kept fighting for what he believed. And he took that to the polls. And before that, a lot of people in other states started decamping to Labour Party, most especially when they noticed that it's like this Labour Party is making sense. So, I mean, something can come out of it, right? Some joined out of good faith. Others, I mean, typical human beings, others were opportunists. They took advantage of the opportunity, jumped into Labour Party, you know, presenting themselves as the structure needed along the line. However, call it favor, call it grace, call it opportunity, most of the people that decamped to Labour Party alongside Peter Obi won their elections, especially those who were vying for senatorial seats and House of Representatives seats on that day, because the election we had is the general election, which included the presidential, senatorial, and House of Representatives. Peter Obi, however, did not win, although he's still contending the result or hopes to contend the result at the court. But right now, he didn't win the election. But every other person that joined with him, most of them won their elections, especially here in Enugu, which brings me back to the basis of today's vlog. I mentioned earlier that Enugu has been ruled by the PDP, and this cuts across every seat: the senatorial, House of Assembly, House of Representatives, councillor, chairman. Like, Enugu is a one-party, unilateral party system. Do you understand? So we went to the polls on 25th, and Labour Party swept all the House of Representatives seats. They did not leave one unturned. When it came to the senatorial, they also swept everything except for one seat. One person from PDP won, but other major senators were retired. they gave way for Labour Party candidates, right? Like I said, call it grace, call it opportunity. And I say opportunity or grace because even people who were not politicians or who were not politically active that bought tickets under Labour Party, they are all having and will shield and displaying their INEC certificate of return as people going to Abuja and those going to the red chambers. Even politicians who have been there for 12 years, 16 years, 8 years, they were all retired simply because of their party. So now this singular act of Peter Obi or the Obi effect has sent chaos into Enugu political system and is disrupting things. Like things are no longer the way they used to be. Prior to 25th of February, a lot of people who were contesting under the major parties, PDP and APC, they did not give a hoot about young people, media, conversations, whatever. Like I said, they did what they wanted to do, spoke when they wanted to speak, attended events they wanted to attend because they were very confident that they will be sworn in come May 12th or, sorry, I forgot the exact date because we had an argument of is it 29th May or June 12th as the new swearing in day. However, they were just confident that they were going to be sworn in as the next governor, right? But something has happened. Labour Party seems to be the moving party right now. It seems to be the moving train. And the Labour Party obedient members are swearing that they are going to vote Labour top to bottom. So what that means is that on the ballot paper, they don't care whom you are, they don't care how you look. As long as you identify as a Labour Party candidate, you have their vote or you have their vote, right? So now there is panic because the truth is this, regardless of how much you want to rig the coming election or even the past election, there are margins that you can't just rig. I mean, imagine that you see somebody garnering over 100,000 votes. Meanwhile, the opposition parties are sharing 1,000 between themselves. Like, how much do you want to transfer? Also, the Nigerian youth have also become politically conscious. So it's no longer the time of the vote and go. The vote, count it, upload it, snap it, and also send to social media so that in case you release a result that does not tally what they had on ground, there's going to be trouble. So that is that. So what that means is that the PDP candidate, Barrister Peter Obi, has been seen running helter-skelter. And I say helter-skelter because as somebody who is also in the media and also somebody who is in the circle of the Enugu youth, a couple of times last year, we've invited him on Twitter space to come talk to the young people of Enugu, what his plans are, how he hopes to change Enugu. He has declined them. I have also reached out personally for this channel that, we just want to have a chat and let people know you and we get to know, because personally, I don't know him. And also the story behind his emergence at the primaries or the flag bearer of PDP is a bit not straight. People are saying a couple of things. So these were the things we wanted. And I personally wanted him to come and talk about, let people know you, hear your voice, and just attach a personnel to you. But I just got the whole, he's not a media person, he doesn't have time for that. He attends some events he wants to or he chooses to. Now, that is for him. The APC candidate, that is Uchenna Jinwakibia. Same thing. I was called to a meeting for them, and I remember someone that worked closely with him telling me that he's not a media person. He might go on media, on social media. And I'm wondering, how can you be a politician or an aspiring politician and you don't want to associate yourself with media? You don't want to talk to people. You don't want people to talk to you. You don't want to be questioned. For me, it doesn't make sense, right? That is for that. Now, for APGA candidate, which is Frank Mweke, has been the only person so far that has literally been everywhere and anywhere, right? He has identified with the young people, with the older people, media, tech, wherever. He's the only person that's been vocal about his plans and his ideology and, his manifesto. So he is the only person people know, oh, I know Frank did this and this. Even if you have an event, call him, he's going to be there. He's been on this channel. He's been on a couple of events that I've been to as well. So he has made himself accessible to people or the people he wants to govern. And that is for him. Now, another interesting thing that happened with PDP was that at their primaries or before PDP primaries, people had the ideology that Barrister Chijioke Edoga was going to be the flag bearer for PDP. However, I don't know what happened. I'm not a PDP carry member, but Peter Obi emerged. That's why I said the story for Peter Obi's emergence as the PDP flag bearer is a bit shaky. So Edoga decamped from PDP and joined Labour Party. the time he joined, people saw it as an opportunistic move, saying that he was just being a desperate politician that wants to get to the Lion Building at all costs and all. So even while he moved to Labour Party, a lot of people didn't take him seriously. Why? Because Labour Party at the time wasn't really a strong party, and then when it comes to Enugu, we know that it is PDP, you know, so nobody paid attention. But after last 2 weeks, a lot has changed. I mean, the odds are now in his favor. And I'm going to explain that to you. So when people say we are voting Labour Party top to bottom, it means that when they come to governorship in Enugu, they're going to vote for Barrister Doga. And like I said, a lot of people also doing this somewhat with sentiment. They don't care whether you are, whom you are, what you've done, what you can do. As long as you're in Labour Party, you have their vote, right? So that is part of the grace or the opportunity, like I called. So that event, the Obi effect, has disrupted things. Peter Obi, the APC, the PDP candidates, everybody, they want to talk to the media, they want to talk to the youth. It's like, youth, where are you? Let me share my manifesto, let me do this. So I see a couple of things that I term desperate moves from these guys or from these men. Most of them, as of 2 days back, Barrister Doga opened a Twitter account. He's not been on Twitter for literally all his life. Even if he's not been there with his name, but a Twitter account was opened for him with his name and with him tweeting as though he's the person running the account, you know, sharing his plans and ideas for Enugu. Well, these were the people we've been literally begging, please come and talk to us. Let us know you. What are your plans? What do you want to do? Why should we vote for you? They literally snubbed us. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to quote something I read on Twitter that they said Barrister Doga said, which is that politics is not about social media, it's about grassroots. So he sort of ignored people on social media, and according to his team, they said that he was doing a lot of grassroots sensitization, talking to people in their different wards, in the hinterlands and all of that, and he doesn't have time for that, which is good, but you have to be holistic, you have to be an all-rounder, you have to be very inclusive in your government and in your plans, right? But for whatever reason, everybody wants to be on social media. Everybody wants to identify with obedient. Right now, obedient as a tag or as a slogan is being dragged across board. I've seen people obedient for Frank. I've seen obedience for Peter Obi. I've seen obedience for Edeoga. The only person that has somewhat remained silent in the midst of all of this is the APC candidate, and I don't know why. A lot of people have rumored that he has stepped down, that he's lost interest, while some people say, don't worry, he's doing some background work, and I don't know how that would help him. But I'm not a politician, but I really don't know how that is helping. So the people who are sort of clamoring in the fight, you know, fighting tooth and nail for this are APGA candidates, PDP candidate and Labour Party candidate. So Peter Obi's legacy, Peter Obi's name, Peter Obi's umbrella is now being dragged across board by these people. The Peter Obi people are identifying with Peter for Peter, like Peter Obi, Peter Obi, like they share the same goal, regardless of party. While the Frank Weke are also peddling videos and pictures where he took with Peter Obi, telling people that regardless of party, that Peter Obi has endorsed Frank Weke, that he believes in competence. Why the Labour Party are screaming Labour Party top to bottom, sharing pictures of Edeoga with Peter Obi. So it's total chaos. These people are appearing on Spaces. I was so shocked, not even shocked, last Sunday when Peter Obi came on Space. You know, when I saw the notification that he was going to come on Space, I said, it's not going to happen, right? Because we've invited him severally on Spaces and he didn't show up. So why would he come here? But he came and spent 3 hours on that Space. And I'm like, Peter Obi, your daddy. Like, whoever that sent Peter Obi, thank you so much. Like, we were now able to converse with these people, ask them the tough questions. Okay, this is your manifesto. How do you want to realize this? It's not about speaking big grammar or things that are not even realistic. How are you going to realize this? And how long? What would it cost us as citizens? Which I like. Your government, I mean, for me, government or politics should be a two-way thing. It should be engaging. And what I like is that the Peter Obi effect has also helped people identify their power. They've made us know that we are actually powerful as citizens. I'm a first-time voter. I said that in my last video. So this my thumb, or no, this my index finger is actually very powerful. They want it and they are ready to do anything. And sometimes the pictures I've seen online, I feel so sorry for Barrister Peter Obi, because I saw a video where he went to Ugudin. So there's a place people go for retreats, a Christian place actually. So the young men and women of Catholic diocese went there for their Lenten retreat. He went there to campaign. He was booed away. People were shouting Obi, Obi, Labour Party down to bottom, right? So I also saw a picture of him kneeling down. I think that's in a church. He was kneeling down. I don't know if that was Photoshop, but if that is real, I don't know what that means for him. He was kneeling down, appealing to mercies, people that attended the congregation, the church people, the churchgoers that attended church, probably campaigning for vote or canvassing for vote. And this happened under these 2 weeks. So check the dates of this video. So from 25th of February to March, we have few days to the election. These are what they are doing. So they've been able to come on spaces, they've been able to open social media accounts, they've been able to tweet at people, engage people, they've been able to send their aides, to campaign for them, get hashtags, go to churches, things they'd had several months to do. They didn't do that. But under 2 weeks, they want to do that. And they literally want to shove down their manifestos, their plans, their ideologies down our throat just because Peter Obi effect has taken place. I really commend Peter Obi. Like, personally, I call him Oki Ifufe, which means great wind, because his wind, his breeze, his power, like his influence has really changed a lot of things. And I like it. Before now, if this thing didn't happen, if Peter Obi didn't even get any support, I'm sure by now these men wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't even talk to us. They wouldn't even tell us these are my plans. They wouldn't even dare to open Twitter account. They will get into that alarm building, do what they want to do, and expect and put another person to replace them after 8 years. And right now, another thing the Obi thing has done is the fact that people now know that you don't just mess with a political office, right? So like in Nigeria, when you get into a political office, what we think in our mind unconsciously is 8 years, right? You're just stepping in there. You're going to come down after 8 years because the first 4 years you do it. The second year you're still the incumbent, so you just put yourself back, do 8 years. After the 8 years, you go to senatorial. You get into as a senator, and that is how you retire. Should I also blow your mind? Our incumbent governor, that is Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, he also lost his seat to a Labour Party candidate in Enugu, so he's no longer going to Abuja as a senator. So that is what I like about this. I'm not happy he failed. I'm not even sad. Like, I'm indifferent. That is not my senatorial district. But what I like about this is the fact that you no longer determine what you want to do with the public. The public actually decide where you go, when you go, and how you do that. So if another person even steps into the government house this year, chances that if the person is not doing well, the person will be retired the next 4 years. We are no longer doing the 8 years. No. That is what I like. So guys, I don't know if I've become emotional about this or not, but I just wanted to bring you up to speed with what is going on in Enugu. I like it. I like the fact that when you call them for interviews, that they want to show up, they want to talk about their plans. They're just like in our faces. See me, vote for me, and they're giving us various reasons as to vote. Right now, you might ask me what I think. My projection or prediction so far is very tough. That's just the truth. I have to be very honest with you. It's very tough determining who's going to be the next governor of Enugu. Whoever that eventually wins should take it seriously and please do a nice job. And I say this because if the incumbent governor of Enugu, that is Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, did a great job, I'm sure Peter Obi wouldn't have had a lot of work to do. How do I say? It's already assumed that PDP hands over to their next successor, right? But if Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi did a lot of, if he was a good governor, like the previous person, Sullivan, if he did half of what Sullivan did, or even just as maybe he replicated what Sullivan did, I'm sure he wouldn't have a lot of issues trying to sell the next person from his party to us, because we'll be like, even though we are trying to vote Labour from top to bottom, but this guy, if he says that he's going to be like him, let's give him a chance. But that is not the issue here. Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi cannot tell us, let him continue from where he stopped. We hosted a space, and someone was also talking about the fact that one of the slogans or one of the speeches Peter Obi made was that he was going to continue from where if you go and you stopped. And that's for them, for everybody that heard that. That was like the first thing that they cancelled him with. Because it's like saying that you're going to start from where Buhari stopped. How? Do you get? So that is that. So if perchance Peter Obi wins, I hope he proves a lot of people wrong. That is me. For me, I don't know him personally, but he's a business person and, he's a lawyer and all that. So, but the baggage on him is the fact that, he comes from PDP. His first job was given to him by Chimaroke Naman. And if you know Enugu, Chimaroke does not have a lot of great history here. So some people say, oh, Peter Obi is going to be a continuation of Ebano dynasty, and the Enugu do not want Ebano dynasty or anything that has to do with Ebano again. Meanwhile, Chimaroke is contesting as a senator under PDP. People of Enugu East have already decided that they won't vote him. So he should as well forget that dream, right? So that is for Peter. But these are the things that people are like, this guy, I don't know. That is for him. Now, for Frank Nweke Jr., Frank has been eloquent. I've had the opportunity to speak with him on this channel, off camera and all that. He's sound. Most of his manifestos are okay and realistic. But generally, he also came from the same lineage of Ebano, meaning that his entrance into politics was from Chimaroke Naman. So people still say that he's a puppet of Chimaroke Naman. So when he comes in, Chimaroke might as well be the governor of Enugu because he's from that place. Yes, both Peter Obi and Frank Nweke has come out in several videos, especially this end time period, to say that they do not believe in godfathers, they are not God's son to anybody. They've sort of disclaimed Chimaroke Naman to everything, with everything they believe in, right? Which is okay, but that is for Frank Nweke, right? And Frank is also running that, despite the fact that he's an Abga, he also holds the same values that Peter Obi of Labour Party holds. So if you're an obedient of Peter Obi, you should vote for him. So he's also asking that you should not vote Labour down, top to bottom, but you should be obedient and vote for him, because he holds the same value. A lot of supporters of Peter Obi have also come out to make videos, such as Aisha, to tell people to support Frank, that Frank is the best guy and all that. So that is that. Peter Obi too has also come out to say that the obedient people should not do Labour top to bottom, but should look at competence, precedent, right? I'll be antecedent, things he has done and all that, and vote him, which is okay. Like I said, APC guy, I don't know what is going on. I don't even know if he's still on the race or not. But let's move to Labour Party. For Labour Party, Barrister Edoga, there's a lot of things with his candidacy. Like, if I'm going to rate dirt on the three candidates right now, I think his own dirt will be like 50%, while others are sharing like 30-30, right? And I say that because, first of all, he was the Commissioner of Environment in Enugu. So there's been a lot of displeasure expressed by residents that while he was the Commissioner of Environment, that things went from 0 to 100 in a negative way in Enugu. Enugu became more dirty. Duster bins, if you've seen in some of my videos, when you pass places where they dump refugees, it's overflowing. Enugu became messy, but his camp is saying that while he was the Gulf Commissioner at the time, that he had little to nothing to do with the dirt, meaning that the agency that manages waste in Enugu is not under his authority, but directly to the governor. So they should channel their anger to the governor and leave the man alone, that he couldn't do anything, being that he was just appointed commissioner. He didn't have a lot of power to do that. That is number one. Secondly, so after the February 25th election, Labour Party candidate for the Enugu North Senatorial District, Okezia, he won. So Okezia was seen in a video telling people that they should vote Labour Party, which is good. But the manner which he was saying that wasn't good. It's the same thing we are facing in Lagos State, where they are trying to be tribalistic against Ndibo. In his video, he was just being tribalistic against any other person that didn't come from Nsukka. So he was heard saying things as, they cannot import people from ordinary Nkano people to come and head them in their own Enugu State. Trying to minimize Nkano people, which is where Frank, Uchen Naji, other gubernatorial candidates, they are all from Nkanu, except for Edoga and all that. So he was saying that they should come out en masse on 11th and vote their brother, that that they have to show that they are majority. Let's say other ethnic groups or other villages or communities in Enugu that are minorities. So for me, that wasn't a good that wasn't a good approach. And he also he was also heard saying things like that the election is a do or die affair. He was also calling on young boys, come out, protect your vote, do this, do that, you know, in a subtle way, inciting some sort of violence there, you know, and also pointing the fact that they are majority and Soka is majority and must have their own at the top. He was even saying, thank you for voting me as the senator. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The main thing we want is to be in charge, to be the executive commander of the state, and no minority, tribe, or community can take that away from us. So that also sort of set back Edoga's race, because a lot of people are saying, if this is the agenda that's selling to their people, what do you think would happen if he becomes the governor of Enugu State? So it's a mix of this and that. He hasn't come out to say anything about that. In fact, it's like he has ignored that. And also, he doesn't have a manifesto. Unlike other candidates that you can check their websites, check wherever and find their manifestos. So far, Edoga does not have a manifesto, because and his team, they're saying it's not about writing manifesto, it's about what we can do, that he's been doing things, so manifesto is not a thing. But at this time, I mean, a decent manifesto wouldn't be a bad idea, right? So that's like other things that are leveled up against him that he needs to clear up. But with his Twitter accounts, he outlined some points that he would tackle when he gets into government. It's election period, so people also dissecting those things, bringing out flaws and all that. However, if I'm to predict or project, I would say that amongst the three is a tough race, because right now people are divided into three: the elite of Enugu, the political loyalists, and then the not so elite people who have, like, I don't want to use this term, but people who just, you've told them this is what they're doing. They're not looking sideways. They're not looking like, I mean, maybe I should call them the sentimental people. So, and the sentimental people are the people who have sworn that it's Labour Party top to bottom, regardless of who is there, right? The elite are those that, you know, they say Frank Mweke is that person, he's refined, he's well-read, well-experienced and all that. Then the other group are those that it must be PDP or Jebego and all that. So like I said, the race is tough, but if we are to tilt everything, the race is divided into two now, with Edoga having 50% of the votes. And I'm going to explain that. Then Frank Mweke and Peter Mba are sharing the other 50. Why do I say that? Edoga is in Labour Party. Already, there are people, the only thing their thumb would see and point to is Labour Party, regardless of what you tell them. As long as that Mama, Papa, and Peking party, that Peter Obi party, they are voting, you can't change their mind. That is one thing Edoga has to his advantage. Secondly, Edoga comes from a local government that has population. So his senatorial district, his community, this and this put together would give him a good number. Do you understand? So his people would vote him. Maybe everybody there may not, but at least a good number of them will vote him as our son, as our person. Now, those that are saying it must be Labour top to bottom will vote him plus every other person. That's why I said that for this race, it's like 50, because Peter Obi effect is really active, even down to the rural areas. And like I was told before, that Edoga took his campaign to the hinterland. So if really he did that, those people he spoke to, those people he talked to would vote for him. So he has the 50. So as former governor of Enugu, also in a video that made it to the net, Twitter, where we all live and share opinions. Twitter is such a nice place, just in case you don't know. So the video came out and Sullivan was endorsing Peter Mba, you know, saying that he's competent, he can do the job, urging the Enugu to vote him. But guess what? People were not having it. But they were respectfully telling Sullivan, please sir, with due respect with what you did to Enugu and from the Enugu, we say no. We ain't gonna. Please do not do this. Anyways, I like what is going on in the Enugu political scene. I hope it continues, because we need to hold these men accountable. They need to be very much accessible to us, and they also need to be innovative in their thoughts, their policies. Please, they should just keep giving us policies that are forward thinking, that they should just do better. That's all. I don't know if it's hard to do good as a governor or in government, I don't know, but that's all so far. What do you think about this? Who amongst these three candidates do you think would clinch the title come Saturday? It's a tough race, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be alive now. And I'm sure people are going to come out in their numbers, vote, and monitor their vote. It's no longer, oh, my vote doesn't count, I'm not going to waste my time. No way. I voted the last time, I'm still going to vote now. Even if they say, let them cancel the presidential election, I'm going to come out again because this, my finger, is very powerful. So after this video, I'm going to wrap it so that nothing happens to it, guys. So that is that. Let me know in the comment section what you think so far about the changes and the breeze that is sweeping across the political circle or scenes in Nigeria, most especially Enugu. Which of these candidates do you think is best fit for the chair or for the position right here in Enugu? So which of them do you think will do better if given opportunity to lead in the Enugu for the next 4 years? Drop in the comment section. I'll be ready to read and take note, and let me know what you think about this vlog. If you like something like this, I could be sharing it, giving you daily updates and gist, where we'll be chatting and all that. I really wished it were live, but I'm not sure I can do live right now. So let me know in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share with your friends and your family, and please, if you're in Enugu, make sure you come out on the 11th day of March to vote. Your vote is your right, your vote is your power, and please make sure your vote counts. Do not vote and go home. Even if you have to go home, come back again, please. Let us monitor our votes and make sure that the person who really won the hearts of the people is the person there, so they don't joke with us. Thank you so much if you watched this part. I appreciate you, and bye bye.